The sun in ancient Africa was not the inconvenience it is today. There was no air conditioning, no refrigerator full of cold water, no shade structure you could retreat into, no weather app warning you 3 days in advance that temperatures were going to climb dangerously high. Just open landscape, relentless heat, and a small group of humans trying to stay alive inside it. And yet, they did. Not just survive, thrive. Early humans spent hundreds of thousands of years evolving in some of the hottest environments on Earth. The African savanna during summer could reach temperatures that would hospitalize a modern person within hours if they wandered out unprepared. Ancient humans didn't just endure this, they figured out how to function inside it, how to hunt in it, how to travel through it, how to raise children in it. The story of how they managed this starts not with tools or fire or intelligence. It starts with skin. Around 1.2 million years ago, early human ancestors began losing their body hair. This sounds like a disadvantage. Every other large mammal on the African savanna, lions, zebras, wildebeest, kept their fur. But fur traps heat during the day. For an animal that needs to move constantly and hunt across enormous distances in direct sunlight, a thick fur coat becomes a liability. Losing hair allowed something else to emerge. Sweat glands. Humans have between 2 and 4 million sweat glands distributed across their bodies, far more than any other primate. A chimpanzee can produce some sweat, but nothing approaching what a human body can generate. A fit human can sweat up to 2 liters per hour during intense activity in the heat. As that sweat evaporates from the skin surface, it pulls heat away from the body with extraordinary efficiency. This made humans into something almost unique in the animal kingdom, a cooling machine that could operate continuously under direct sunlight. It also made humans into the most dangerous long-distance hunters on Earth. Most predators on the African savanna hunt in bursts. Lions are fast, but they overheat quickly. Cheetahs can reach extraordinary speeds, but must rest and cool down after a chase. They hunt in the cool of early morning or late evening, specifically to avoid the midday heat. Ancient humans turned this weakness into a weapon. Persistence hunting, chasing prey not at speed, but at a steady pace across hours, works precisely because humans can cool themselves while running, and most prey animals cannot. A wildebeest can outrun a human easily in the short term, but if a group of hunters maintained visual or track contact and kept the animal moving through the hottest part of the day, the prey would overheat and collapse before the humans did. This technique was not theoretical. Anthropologists studying the San people of the Kalahari Desert documented persistence hunts lasting between 2 and 8 hours, conducted specifically during the hottest part of the day, covering distances of up to 35 kilometers. The hunters won not because they were faster, because they were cooler. But sweating requires water, and water in extreme heat environments is scarce and unpredictable. Ancient humans solved this problem through knowledge, detailed, generational, accumulated understanding of their landscape. They memorized the locations of permanent water sources. They tracked seasonal rivers. They learned which plants stored water internally, certain roots, bulbs, and tubers that could be dug up and pressed to extract liquid. The San people historically used ostrich eggshells as canteens, filling and burying them at known points across their travel routes to create distributed water caches across enormous distances. This wasn't primitive behavior. This was sophisticated resource management across a landscape the size of a country. Shelter was equally strategic. Ancient humans didn't simply hide from the sun randomly. They understood the movement of shade, how it shifted with the position of the sun, which rock formations provided the longest sustained relief, where caves stayed cool through thermal mass even when the air outside was brutal. Archaeological evidence from sites across Africa and the Middle East shows ancient humans consistently choosing elevated, shaded, well-ventilated locations for camps, choices that demonstrate clear environmental awareness. They also understood timing. The concept of avoiding midday heat isn't modern. Hunter-gatherer groups across extreme heat environments traditionally structured their days around the sun's position. Active travel and hunting happened in the cooler hours of early morning and late afternoon. Midday was rest. Movement during the worst heat wasn't bravery, it was unnecessary risk, and ancient humans were pragmatic enough to avoid it, unless they were persistence hunting, where the heat was deliberately the weapon. Fire, surprisingly, also helped with heat survival. Not for warmth, but for smoke. In environments with biting insects that carry disease, smoke from fires kept camps tolerable through the night. Insect-borne illness was a significant cause of death in ancient environments, and a fire that kept disease vectors away was a survival tool, even when the temperature was already high. And across all of it, the sweating, the water caching, the shade reading, the strategic timing, ran something less visible but equally important: community. Heat illness in an individual becomes fatal much faster when that individual is alone. Ancient humans monitored each other. They recognized the signs of heat exhaustion, confusion, stumbling, stopping sweating, and responded collectively. They shared water. They slowed travel when someone struggled. The group's survival depended on no individual falling behind. The same social intelligence that made humans extraordinary at cooperation in cold environments made them extraordinary at surviving hot ones. The human body, shaped by millions of years of African heat, is still carrying that engineering today. Every time you sweat, you are running ancient biological technology refined across 1,000,000 years of brutal summers. You were built for this. You just forgot.